Okay, now we're on to our last worksheet, worksheet 5.4 for atomic structure. So for worksheet 5.3, so let's first look up. Okay, we're going to look at the few things here. We're going to look at how electrons are arranged for an atom. We're also going to learn how to write the electronic configuration, writing it. We're also going to learn how to draw configuration for atoms. Okay, the electronic configuration and also atomic structure. So this is what we're going to cover in this worksheet. So let's start off with the first part. Okay, in terms of the maximum number of electrons that can be held in each of the shell. So typically, we know that electrons are arranged in shells. So in the first shell, do take note, they can only hold 2 electrons. For subsequent shell, 4th shell onwards, okay, it's also 8 electrons. Typically, within most of the things most of the elements that you need to draw, okay, or you need to write the electronic configuration, the max it will go is up to the 4th shell. Okay, you will not go beyond that. So just take note of it. Now, for question 2, determine number of electrons for the following atoms of element. So, how do you know the number of electrons? Okay, actually there's one step before this, is you need to determine the number of protons. Okay, so for each of these elements, once you know the number of protons, you will know the number of electrons because of the idea of all atoms are electrically neutral. Okay, what this means is that the proton is equals to the proton is equals to the electron. Okay, so do take note of this, and hence that's how we got all the answer here. So maybe just to go through some, hydrogen is 1, 1. The proton number is 1, so it has 1 proton. If it has 1 proton, means that it must have 1 electron. Another one would be oxygen, 8, 16. So because it has 8 protons, okay, so number of protons is 8 here. Because it is an atom, it's electrically neutral, so if it has 8 protons, it must have 8 electrons. And one more possibly over here, sodium 1123, 11 protons. Hence, it must have 11 electrons. So that's how you can find the total number of electrons. Now, why must you know the number of electrons? Only when you know the number of electrons, then you can find out the electronic configuration. So for example, let's look at lithium. For lithium, the electronic configuration is 2, 1. Why? Because lithium has 3 electrons. Okay, the electrons will be filled up in order. So in the first shell first. So if I got 3 electrons, can I put all 3 in the first shell? No. The first shell can only hold 2 electrons. As such, if I have 3 electrons, 2 electrons will go to the first shell. Okay, and I have 1 left, and it will go into the second shell. Hence, lithium is 2, 1. For oxygen, we found out that it has 8 electrons. So first shell maximum is 2. So 8 minus 2, I have 6 left. Can all 6 fit into the second shell? Answer is yes. And that's why the configuration is 2, 6. Next one we can look at magnesium. Do take note this is wrong. It's supposed to be 2, 8, 2. So let me erase this. It's supposed to be 2, 8, 2. Why 2, 8, 2? Because magnesium has 12 electrons. Right, 12 electrons. First shell can only hold 2. So I have 10 electrons left. 10 electrons left. Second shell can only hold 8. Okay, so 12 minus 10, I left, sorry. Let me erase this out. Let me try to write this properly. So first one, 12 minus 2. So I have 10 left. 10 feed 8. So I have 2 left. And the 2 will go to the last shell. Okay, so do take note of this. This is how you can determine the electronic configuration. So whenever a question asks you to write the electronic configuration, electronic config, okay, what they're asking you to do is to write all these numbers here, this kind of numbers. Okay, now let's go on to draw. Okay, draw the electronic configuration of the following atoms. Now based on that, okay, never mind, let's just go through the whole process. Lithium, if you look at our periodic table, is 7, 3. So to draw the electronic configuration, I need number of electrons. So to know number of electrons, I need number of protons. So because it's lithium 7, 3, the 3 at the bottom here tells me I have 3 protons. Knowing that there are 3 protons, I know there are 3 electrons, and hence the configuration, if I got 3 electrons, will be 2, 1. Because first shell holds 2, left over 1 will all fit in the second shell. So how to draw the electronic configuration? Okay, so you write the chemical symbol in the middle. Because it's 2, 1, there are 2 shells. So 1 shell, 2 shell. Okay, now need to draw it out, 2, 1. Now the method to draw I always advocate is draw it up, down, left, right. You either use a cross or a dot to indicate electrons. Okay, so electrons can either be drawn using a cross or drawn using a dot. For the first case here, let's use a cross. So first shell is 2, up, down. Second shell is 1, up. So can you see? 2 in the first shell, 1 in the second shell. Now let's go on to magnesium. Magnesium is 1224 if you look in a periodic table. So 12 protons. Okay, which means that I will have 12 electrons. Configuration will actually be 2, 8, 2. First shell can only hold 2, left 10 electrons. Second shell can only hold 8, left 2 more electrons. So we'll all go into the last shell, which is the third one. So to draw the electronic configuration, remember, in the middle will be the chemical symbol first. 2, 8, 2, 3 shells. So I draw 1 circle, 2 circle, 3 circle. First shell, 2 electrons. So let me this time around use the dot instead of a cross. Okay, you can actually use either one. So magnesium, up, down. So 2 electrons, done. Second shell, 8. Up, down, left, right. I got 4 more electrons to go. Up, down, left, right. Okay, so you realize you actually pair them up. Okay. And the last one, 2 electrons, up, down. Okay, so there's electronic configuration for magnesium. Let's shortcut a bit more. So oxygen now is actually 8 proton, which I have 8 electrons, which then actually configuration is 2, 6. I was going to look. Chemical symbol in the middle. I have 2 shells. First shell have 2, up, down. Second shell has 6, up, down, left, right. 2 more electrons, up, down. So this is the electronic configuration for oxygen. Last one, nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen is actually 7 protons, means 7 electrons, which means configuration is 2, 5. First shell, second shell. First shell have 2, second shell have 5. Up, down, left, right, up. So this is how you draw the electronic configuration. Now, question 5. Look at the difference now. They ask you to draw the atomic structure. At the top here is electronic configuration. So the difference between question 4 and 5 is question 4 focuses on the electrons arrangement. That's why we draw a chemical symbol in the middle, then we just draw the shells of the electrons, because all our focus on is the electrons. But for the bottom here, we need to draw the atomic structure. So to draw the atomic structure, you need to focus also on the nucleus. So lithium is 3, 7. Actually, it has 3 protons. Okay, how many electrons does it have? 3 electrons. 7 minus 3, 4 neutrons. So how to draw the atomic structure? Okay, so you draw a circle in the middle. Instead of writing the chemical symbol, this actually represents the nucleus. 3 proton, 4 neutron. So that is the nucleus. Lithium, because it has 3 electrons, configuration is 2, 1. So I got 1 electron shell, 2 electron shell. First shell holds 2, second shell holds 1. So this is the atomic structure for lithium. Now I'm just going to draw for magnesium. Magnesium is 12 proton, 12 electrons, 12 neutrons. So the nucleus, 12 protons, 12 neutrons. 12 electrons means it's 2, 8, 2. So I draw 3 shells. 1, 2, 3. 2, 8, sorry. 8. Next one, oxygen. Okay, just to cut the whole thing short, is 8 protons, 8 electrons, 8 neutrons, 2, 6. So draw the nucleus in the middle. It has 8 protons, 8 neutrons. 2, 6 means 2 shells. 1 shell, 2 shell, 2, 6. Up, down, left, right, up, down. And last one, nitrogen, 7, 14. This is 7 protons, 7 electrons, 7 neutrons. So in the nucleus, I have 7p, 7n. 7 electrons means it's 2, 5. I got 2 shells, 1 shell, 2 shell. So 2, 5. So this is the atomic structure drawing. So I just need you to be more aware of the difference between the electronic structure and atomic structure. Do take note of what the question is asking you to draw. Okay, so that's all for atomic structure. Thank you.